Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a juvenile and I love to steal. Round around town with that chrome steel.
I'm just going to preface this by saying this video will be criticizing looksmaxing, so if you are a member of the looksmaxing community and you're afraid of being de-radicalized or you're prone to anger outbursts, then don't watch the video, I guess, or prepare to comment like holy cope or whatever. Yeah. By now, I'm sure that most people are aware of what looksmaxing is, and if you aren't, then I'm sure you've heard some of the terms which stem from the looksmaxing community. Things like MOG, mewing, sub 5, low tier normie or whatever. I'm pretty sure even the dark triad thing, bone smashing, thumb pulling, things of that nature all come from the looksmaxing community. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a internet subculture of men who try to maximize their attractiveness, and their aesthetics is everything to them. A lot of it is just aimed towards attracting the opposite sex. If I look super good, then I'm gonna get all the girls and whatever. It can go from soft maxing, which is just like basic skincare and shit, all the way to, facial reconstructive surgeries. Another thing about looks maxing is that it's not just improving your face or your hair or your, muscle definition. They also give tips on penis enlargement. Yes, that is right. They are pulling their dicks to the point where it is getting sore and swollen in hopes that it will grow half an inch in the span of a year. These guys are pulling their fucking genitalia off. If you don't feel like looking into it, I guess the best, impression of the looksmaxing community I can give you is that it stems from 4chan boards and the incel community. So I feel like that probably says enough about the type of people that we are going to be talking about. The reason I'm going to be making this video is because I don't know if it's just my feed, but looksmaxing has appeared to be a much more normal behavior, especially in young men, ages from 14 all the way to 18, 19, and even some adults. This is very normal behavior, and I think that it needs to be addressed. So let's start this off by saying that looksmaxers are grooming young boys and have come up with this fictitious, yes, fake, male loneliness epidemic in order to lure young boys into this community, which is disguised as a simple self-improvement. If you were to head over to their forum board, the looksmaxing.org website, which I do not recommend, but if you do, you will find a lot of threads posted by people who are asking if it is over for them, followed by their age, usually being 14 and 16. These threads usually consist of these kids posting like poorly taken photos of themselves, making these stupid fucking faces, and they're like, oh, are my lips big enough? Oh, is my nose thin enough? All these very particular features about their face, usually seeking the advice from adults who are borderline gay pedophiles. If you look at some of the posts, it's kids who are 14 asking if they need to be taking testosterone since their testosterone levels are quite low, and luckily there are quite a handful of comments of people being like, no, you're 14, like your testosterone will, develop as you get older and you're fine, just grow up and wait. There are a couple comments that are actually encouraging kids to fucking inject hormones into themselves and telling them that they are mid-tier normies and that they are doomed, will never find a partner in their life. They will never attract the female gaze with their, inferior looks. Maybe they'll just have to resort to being gay or something. Maybe they're gonna have to come and show interest to me, the grown man who ruined my fucking life. Jokes aside, the dangers of this is the likeliness for kids to fall into a pipeline. There are two pipelines that all roads lead to Rome. They'll all end up in the same place, and these are very destructive, negative mindsets to have. For this section, we'll talk about one of the pipelines being the male loneliness pipeline into the looksmaxing pipeline. There's been a term coined by the internet called the male loneliness epidemic. Basically, to sum it up, it's a bunch of guys on the internet complaining about how they don't have friends, they don't have any partners, anybody with any romantic interest in them, and they feel pretty hopeless. At surface level, this seems like a pretty, regular thing, but if you look a bit deeper, it does stem also from incel culture. To sum it up, these guys are basically their own enemy. They don't even fucking smile at people in an elevator or anything like that. Their impression of women is only what they've seen in porn, which they are also addicted to most of the time. So what do? They venture out to the internet seeking help, Guys, I can't get any women. Where do they find themselves? That's right in the incel community. So these young kids who are just awkward with themselves and have a lot of time to grow up and learn about themselves and how they interact with people are now taking advice from full-on degenerates who are telling them that the women are the problem and it is not the men. These fucking foids are the reason that you aren't having any sex at the age of 13, buddy. Listen to me. I'm 27 and I'm still a virgin and I love porn, and listen to what I say. Now, I'm not talking about regular like male, gender roles that people feel like they have to, uphold in society, like, oh, be a man and stuff like that. I'm just talking about the actual representation of this epidemic on the internet. You guys have become losers. You could have fixed your problem, but instead you decided to feed into your own self-pity. Coerced by probably men who are also fucking losers. So this pipeline leads you where? Straight to looksmaxing, because as we mentioned before, looksmaxing is coming from the incel community. Oh no, the women that I interact with in real life don't act like the women that I see in porn does not equal that you are part of the male loneliness epidemic. Are you fucking stupid? That just means you need to put the porn away. The second thing I want to talk about is how gay looksmaxing is. Now, I'm bringing this up because a lot of people on the looksmaxing forum are homophobic anyways, so this is probably going to hurt. The first thing that I find a little strange is the fact that they are editing slideshows of men that they find attractive. And no, you cannot say that's not what it is, because that is exactly what it is. Look at this man's eyes. Look at his fucking jaw structure. Oh, I want to look like him. I bet he has a lot of sex. These people who are obsessed with having sex are either young teenagers with hormones, convincing them to look smacks, or they're just porn addicts who don't even say hello to people in passing, or they have some type of unresolved sexual trauma from a young age. You are gay and you are very afraid of that fact. So you want to look more attractive for the girls so that they will convert you back to a straight person. Since they're so infatuated with your looks, you're going to be swimming in honeys. Are you fucking mentally insane? No, that's not how that works. If you've ever had a human interaction before, then you would know that. I saw a clip of a controversial figure, Matan Evans, on his podcast, and he's pretty much just known for trolling people. Like, he just brings lolcows onto his show. But this fucking looksmaxer guy, I think is what he is. He was telling him how he...
Usually I like to not shower for like 3 days before seeing a girl. And then I shower and then I wear the same shirt that I was wearing. So what it does is it gives off this halo effect of pheromones, because girls like to smell pheromones.
Man, you guys are just actually insane people. Are you guys talking to like gold diggers or like genuine retards? Where the only thing that would sway them into being in a relationship with you is the fact that you're wearing a disgusting shirt? Have you guys thought about that on like a logical level, that these are probably not the type of girls that you would even want to be interacting with in the first place?
But I think people need to reevaluate what the end goal with this looksmaxing craze is. I also find it pretty hard to believe that these guys are just deflecting the fact that this is a very homoerotic behavior, going onto the internet after school. You just had a long ass day and your favorite thing to do is log onto the internet and comment under people's threads being like, oh man, you really got to work on your, facial structure. I swear you'll be more attractive then. I feel like that is a very homoerotic thing to do and give people praise for reaching their final forms or whatever the fuck. The last thing we're going to talk about is the inevitability of falling into a horrible, destructive pipeline. So the first problem is putting a title on things like soft maxing. That is just basic hygiene and grooming, you absolute idiot. I don't know why we are associating that with looks maxing. So looksmaxing comes from a black pill, which comes from incels, which comes from losers who are just fucking corrupt to their core. So I found an article which is an actual scholarly study on the black pill community and its pipeline. So I'll put this diagram up on screen. You can see the cause is the pipeline process. The theory here is socialization into deterministic factors that reduce agency, which is, I rejected the concept at first, but slowly things are starting to make sense. Entity 1, the red pill, recognition of sexual injustice and the discovery of community. It takes someone to have the same experiences in life to truly understand your situation. Entity 2, the race pill, perception that hierarchies are natural. Lucky for you, you're white, so you actually have the option to fuck voids. And Entity 3, the black pill, acknowledgement that social change is unlikely or impossible. There is no personal solution to systemic problems. The outcome is full-on radicalization, advocating for and approval of violence. They were just calling you ugly. Just fucking kill them already. These are quotes from actual posts that these people found in their research. So this is pretty fucking crazy to see. Another thing that I should mention is that the incel community likes to praise other incels who have committed like insane violent attacks. The most popular I can think of is Elliot Rodger, who is a guy who was pretty, regular looking, but he posted this fucking video diary talking about how, oh, I am the supreme gentleman. I should be getting, all the bitches and stuff. And all of a sudden it turned into resentment for women in general. And eventually this guy went out on a mass fucking killing spree, shooting as many blonde women as he could find. And yeah, people fucking praise him for that because they also don't get to any bitches, I guess. This whole point is in relation with the first point, which is just grooming people into becoming horrible. My words of advice are that they need to get off the internet and find some real people hobbies. I don't know, go on a bike ride or something. You can't be saying the word based in your vocabulary paired with slurs. That is very contradictory. Focus your mental on something other than mogging LTNs who don't care at all and are probably way happier than you. Maybe stop cutting your fucking eyes and lips. This is not Surgeon Simulator. So if you made it to this point, you might be thinking, what do I do? If I'm not looks maxing, is it really over for me? No, it's not over for you. You are 16 and you should focus on math homework and underage drinking like a normal teenager. Get off forum boards. Are you a 4chan user? Is that what you want to be? Is the supreme gentleman that the Foids want to have sex with a 4chan user? No? That is right, it's not. You will lose your virginity once you stop bitching about it. There's more to life than trying to emulate the pornography that you are so obsessed with. Some people say it's not even about the women, which I find interesting. They just want to mog. How about you bring some light into the room instead of this weird, mysterious act? I think it is fucking pathetic. So your goal is to look better than all the men around you, but for your own reasons, not for the women, you are a moron. And seeking this much male validation probably means that your dad hates you, or that you are a closeted homosexual, which might be suspected by your dad, which might be why he hates you, which I think is a bigger problem than the alignment of your fucking jawbones and whatever. After hearing what I've had to ramble on about, I hope you guys understand why I think looks maxing is fucking moronic and why it should not be normalized. Why are we getting, older men to give young men advice like mutilating themselves for the better interest of women? I get it, all right? If you are an adult and you want to carry on your last name, you want to have a kid, you want to have a family, a wife, these are all very valid concerns to have, and you can probably achieve all those things if you are an ugly bastard, if you just wash your face, cut your hair, and go for a jog every once in a while. Maybe get off of the internet and start talking to people in real life, and you will see actual results. There's no reason to take a fucking hammer to your face, even though these things have kind of been denounced, but I'm still gonna say bone smashing because